Hi, good evening. My name is Candice, Pierre, Sooklal, and this is my OMG interview. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I've been surviving cancer since 2014. I was diagnosed in November, and after being diagnosed in 2015, approximately in March month, I became pregnant. And that made the whole journey a bit more complicated, and I was advised by the doctors to abort the baby because being with the cancer and everything, if I kept the baby it would prolong treatment. But I chose to keep the baby. I went along with the pregnancy, and it was tough. But the doctors, they didn't really like my decision, but they still took care of me. And after into the pregnancy, 5 months into the pregnancy, I had to do a minor surgery, and it was a successful surgery. And then in October of 2015, I had my baby, and she was actually born on my birthday, so we share the same birthday, and her name is Fate Destiny Sooklal. And this year, 2018, she will be celebrating her 3rd birthday, and she is healthy as can be. She is a Fate fighter, which is why I call her Fate, because the whole pregnancy, and I can't do chemo and fighting this cancer, it was really a fate fight for me. Well, actually, when I found out I was pregnant, I didn't start the chemotherapy as yet. So they told me that halfway into the pregnancy, I could do the chemo, and which I gave in. I said, well, okay, I'll do it. But then after some time thinking about it, it was heavily in my mind, and I had a dream, and where God was telling me, it might sound weird, but God was telling me to don't do the chemo while I was pregnant. So I had to go back and tell the doctors now that I would not do the chemotherapy while being pregnant, and they weren't pleased again with my decision, but they accepted it. And after making baby Fate, a week after making her actually was when I started the chemotherapy. I was really scared because you would hear a lot of stories from people that the chemo has you sick and you can't function at all, and it was a scary thing for me. But I thank God that I had my family's support. When my husband couldn't make it with me, my dad went with me, and the staff at the Sangre Grande Hospital Oncology Department, they really made the chemotherapy process, that treatment process, so easy. They were friendly, they were caring, and they had you feel relaxed through it all. They were with you right through because they have an idea of what the patient is going through. So they made it easy, and throughout the days and the weeks, it got easier and easier to handle, even though I was sick. But the fear wasn't there, because with technology now, they have medications to counteract these side effects, and it was basically easy to handle for me. Not sick to be hospitalized or flat on bed. I was tired. I went through, my hair dropped, so I became bald. That was, I think, the toughest thing to deal with the first time, because I had long hair. And but it's a phase, and eventually I got accustomed with it. I realized that this is going to happen. This is part of this journey, this process, and it will grow back. I keep telling myself my hair will grow back, my hair will grow back. And but to say like I was sick really bad, no, I wasn't sick. Well, actually, every year for the past 10 years, Payless Shoe Source, they have a campaign where they have sneakers, a bracelet. This year they included a pair of socks for the breast cancer awareness campaign, and part proceeds goes to the Vitas Hospice. And every year they also like to have an actual breast cancer survivor to help with that campaign to spread breast cancer awareness as well. So this is why they asked me if I could have been the ambassador for 2018 to help encourage women to go get tested, get screened. You know, some women I have met, they are too scared to go to be tested. And I am there to let them know that yes, you will be scared, that's part of life, but don't let the fear prevent you from going to get tested. And this is what the campaign is really about, to get screened, get tested, and also to purchase the items so that part proceeds could go to the Vitas Hospice. Oh wow, the biggest lesson learned is to have faith in God and to obey God. You know, a lot of times during this journey, this 4-year journey, 4 years now, I have been through a lot of ups and downs. You know, I did 3 sets of chemo actually, and 1 set of radiotherapy, and 5 cancer-related surgeries. So I have really learned to have faith in Jesus. You know, where I can't see what's happening in my body, I just have to have faith that all will be well. And that is one of the lessons learned. I also learned that God allows things to happen for a reason, for us to strengthen ourselves and to help others, more importantly. So that is the lesson learned. I am going through this to help others and to become closer with God. Oh, my family. Thank God for my family. I have a wonderful husband, handsome husband. You know, I really thank God for him. God has placed him in my life for this reason. You know, being diagnosed with breast cancer, one of the side effects is that I became bald, and I became bald 3 times. And the very first time when it really hit me hard, I remember that day very well. I was sitting on the bed, and when I combed my hair, a big patch came out, and like that's when it hit me. Oh my gosh, my hair falling out, and I started to cry. And it so happened at the same time my husband walked in, and he saw me crying, and he sat down with me, and I told him how I felt. I felt so unattractive as a woman, and he told me, he reassured me of his love for me, and he told me that I am beautiful inside out, whether I have long hair or bald hair. You know, and that was just one time where my husband encouraged me, and he has been there for me right through. My 2 girls, Christina and Faith. I remember when I was diagnosed the first time, Christina, my elder, she was 3 at the time, and she noticed something was wrong when I got the news, and she told me, "Don't worry, mommy, everything will be all right." And at 3 years, I took that as a message from God. And Christina and Faith has been my inspirations to fight, to live and not die. You know, and I watch them every day, and they are the reasons why I am fighting, pushing through in this trying time so that I could take care of them. I also have a great support system in terms of my extended family. I really thank God for my parents and my in-laws, my siblings, you know, my church family, my friends. I really have a great, big, strong support system, and I thank God for that. My OMG moment. My OMG moment would have been, well, 2 actually. When I was diagnosed, I really wasn't expecting that. But what really, was the OMG moment was when I found out that I was 5 weeks pregnant. I was like, what is this again? Now being diagnosed with cancer, now pregnant. OMG, really OMG. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for viewing this interview and for hearing my story. I really do hope that you have been encouraged in some way to fight whatever you're going through. And I really want to tell you that cancer is not a death sentence. You know, there is life after cancer, and find something to inspire you to fight. You know, even though you can't find anything, you just focus on God and you fight and you will overcome this cancer. And one advice, the big C is not cancer. The big C is Christ Jesus. And it is my belief that with Christ, all things are possible. And I would also just want to thank Pierre for having me as the ambassador for 2018 Breast Cancer Awareness. I urge you to go out there and you could purchase their promotional items, the Gusto sneakers, the bracelet, I have one, the bracelet, and their socks. And part proceeds of these items, they go to the Vitas Hospice, which cares for terminally cancer patients. So thank you very much. God bless. Bye.